The Harlem legends are stirring things up again. This time, Mase and Camron straight up embarrassed Dame Dash for the whole world to see. After Dame tried to claim he was the reason behind their success, they fired back with jokes so sharp and truth so cold that it had the internet in flames. Here we go again.
Killer, what's good, man?
How you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, man. Today I almost cried thinking about you, man.
Cam started crying, man.
For real, how you doing these days, man?
I see you every day. This morning, I literally see you every day. So just this morning, you about to...
Cam going up against me is like Fredo going up against Michael Corleone. He's Cameo.
Yo, just this morning you gonna cry for me?
Yeah, man.
Right, man.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. Well, I'm good.
You never told me about you and Big L and Dame being in the car.
I was on my way to the hill, me, him, and Big L. And I made a left on Amsterdam into a checkpoint, and I didn't have a license. But at that time, they didn't really always lock you up, but they sometimes did. So I was like, yo, I think I can get out of this, but I'm just letting y'all know I got 3 bricks in the car, but I'll wear it.
Dame Dash just can't keep Mase and Cam out of his mouth. After all these years of Harlem tension, the drama's louder than ever. Dame just did a fresh interview, and instead of keeping it humble, he started running that same tired game, taking credit for everybody's shine. He claimed that Mase and Cam's hit show It Is What It Is was born from his hustle and mentality, saying they got their whole boss energy from him. Like, come on. The internet went wild, calling him out for reaching. And you already know Mase and Cam weren't about to let that slide. They clapped back live on air and made Dame look crazy in front of the entire culture. It all started when Dame sat down with this small podcast, acting chill at first, talking about building brands, ownership, and all that motivational talk. But mid-interview, his tone flipped. Suddenly he's saying, Mase and Cam learned everything from me, claiming they wouldn't even be doing what they're doing if they hadn't watched him first. Fans instantly flooded the comments like, wait, what?
Wow, yeah, yo, I seen that. I seen that. I didn't know me, Big L, and Dame was in the car together.
Cam started crying, man. And he told us right then and there that he would put himself in PC. Dad, I'm putting myself in PC. Me and Big L like, what? What? I
didn't even know that me, Big L, and Dame have ever been in the car together.
Oh, man.
You know what's great? I was going to save that for my show because I didn't want to get into this. I really didn't want to get into it.
Yeah, I was going to mind my business, but I saw Mo with the popcorn. I said, he's taking my part, boss.
I've never, look at Mo got the
I'm not going to talk with Flea.
So we went to the side and was like, you know, afterwards we were laughing, but we were like, I was like, I will never hustle with him. He's a ball player and he does music. So I never really, he's a civilian. But you can't be saying you the best that ever did it in Harlem and you never sold drugs. And if you had to go to Ohio after you was a rapper, that's not the best that ever did it. How dare you say some shit like that?
Because everybody knows Dame had nothing to do with Mase or Cam's show. That's when things started heating up fast. They built that whole empire from nothing. No label, no investor, no big machine behind them. Just raw Harlem energy and that unmatched chemistry that only Mase and Cam can bring. So when clips of Dame's interview hit social media, the reactions came fast. People were calling Dame straight up delusional, saying he's still living off old stories from 20 years ago. That's when Mase and Camron decided to step in and set the record straight. But of course, they did it the Harlem way, with style, jokes, and zero mercy. On the next episode of It Is What It Is, they went all in. Mase looked right into the camera and said, yo, stop letting people rewrite history, man. Ain't nobody teach us how to talk. We was born with game. The room lit up. Then Camron leaned back with that signature smirk and hit him with, Dame out here talking like he invented hustle. Nah, he just loud about it. The crowd lost it. But even with all the laughter, you could feel the truth underneath.
Now, I'm going to say for totally, but I didn't know that was such a liar. Like, you know how your man is your man, so you probably don't be annoyed. Like, that's your man. You be like, nah, you just hate us. I didn't know this a lot like that, man.
Yeah.
First of all, let me tell you something. And last I'm saying talk Flea, but Mase know.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, bro. Big L is not your man. This whole shit don't even make no sense. First of all, I'll say this real quick because we got to move on. Me, you, and Big L going to get drugs or riding around Harlem don't even sound right. Big L didn't f with you. I tried to plug you into Big L when you wanted to sign him when he started his own label, Flamboyant. And y'all was trying to sign him. But Big L brother, Big Lee and Reg, they didn't like you. If you had 3 bricks in the car, or you was on the way to get 3 bricks in the car, or on the way to get bricks, whatever fucking lie you told, story you told, you wouldn't have made it home. Big L lines niggas. Mase, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You lied to me. So,
Yo, Big
you
L.
got a point there.
That's what
Yeah, you quick on your feet.
Big L lines niggas like barbers, my nigga. You wouldn't have made it home, my nigga. Stop that. Yo, it's really, you going out bad, bro. Stop lying, my nigga. Me, you, and Big L have never been nowhere to get no work or had no work or stopped in a checkpoint or nothing, my nigga. You going out bad, but I'll just sit on talk with Flea Murder. But yeah, man, you might need to say a prayer for me.
Yeah.
Mase and Cam weren't joking about being tired of Dame attaching his name to their wins every time they level up. This wasn't the first time either. Every time one of them shines, Dame pops up in interviews acting like he had something to do with it. From Dipset's legendary run to Mase's comeback, he's always trying to remind folks he inspired Harlem. But the truth? Harlem moved on a long time ago. That's what made this roast so powerful. It wasn't just jokes, it was closure. Mase and Cam basically said, "You not our boss, bro. You a memory."
Larry, what did you have to say about this? If y'all don't know, y'all keep bringing Larry's name up. You'd be like, yeah, I gave you Larry.
I put you with Larry.
Pause.
Because your show, you're sitting next to Larry. I introduced you to Larry.
Man, I got a lot, but a little.
First of all,
I'm the reason why he got sued.
But what happened was Larry and I and Muddy Waters, the people that are suing me now, we all threw down on a movie and there was a disagreement of some sort. And this is the reason why I have all these lawsuits now. And I don't like the way Larry did his business and he hung up on me.
boom, let's move on to A-Track. He talking about he ain't supporting A-Track album. One day Dame like, yo, this nigga ain't A-Track, he's nice, da 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool. Dame got an ear, he know what's going on. Let's do it. A-Track come to my house. This probably 2013, 14. I got a studio in my house. He come to my house, this word to everything I love. I'm cooking, I'm doing songs. I'm cooking, I'm doing songs. I'm in the middle of shuffling. You can ask anybody who there. Rocky, Dame's wife, his assistant, they all still around. Ask him. I'm shuffling, doing songs. I cooked a full course meal and knocked out 7 songs in like an hour and a half. 7 songs. And cooked everybody food, sandwiches, all that. That's me. That's how well-rounded I am. They can't deny you. Ask somebody, he'll tell you.
When that episode dropped, the internet exploded. Fans were reposting clips nonstop, calling it the funniest Harlem clapback ever. Mase and Cam didn't just humble Dame, they reminded everyone why their chemistry hits every single time. Mase brings that smooth, confident cool, and Cam balances it with pure comedic slick talk. It's effortless, it's Harlem, and it's gold. They didn't even have to raise their voices. Mase and Cam spoke calm, cool, and confident, like 2 men who know exactly what they bring to the table. Meanwhile, Dame's still out here chasing that old school validation that don't hit the same anymore. Then Cam dropped a line that stopped everyone in their tracks. Every time we do something, somebody from the past pop up saying they taught us. Bro, you wasn't in the room when we was building this. Boom, that bar shook the internet. Fans were screaming facts all over social media. Cause let's be real, Dame's been pulling this same move for years. Whenever someone blows up, he finds a way to attach his name to the story. Jay-Z, Kanye, now Mase and Cam. Dame always acts like he's the architect behind everybody's success, but people are starting to see through the act, and Mase made sure to remind them. Mase hit him with that slick truth when he said, "It's funny cause when we was all coming up, I don't remember him giving me no mic, no beat, no contract. I remember him talking a lot. That one hurt." Cause what Mase really meant, without spelling it out, was that Dame's biggest legacy ain't about moves, it's about mouth. He was loud, confident, and motivating, yeah, but when it came to actual results, it was the artist who made history, not him. Then came the line that broke the internet. Cam laughed and said, "Next time Dame talk about us, I'm sending him an invoice for emotional consulting. He clearly think he managing us again."
He like, damn, Cam, you in here doing rhymes and cooking and yeah, man, take a turkey wing, man. Get a lamb chop, nigga. Let me go in the booth, spit these bars. And you dropping fire like that, boom, yeah, cool. I knocked the whole album out, maybe 2 trips. When Dame was there, it was cool, the album was cool. As soon as Dame leave, A-Track, and he my duty, all that, he's cool. Me and him have no problems. But he becomes all artsy. Do you think that if we put the snare where the treble should be, and then boom, we get another beat, A-Track, the done. Yeah, what are you talking about? I put a marvelous masterpiece together while I was cooking. I think we should get this person on something. All right, bet, do what you want. I gave you the bars. 2 years passed. Like, yo, let's freshen up the album. All right, cool, go in the studio again. We go in the studio again in my crib.
The whole studio fell out laughing. Mase almost slid out his chair and fans online went crazy. Within hours, that clip had millions of views across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Comment sections were full of jokes like Dame Dash, Harlem's unpaid life coach. Even hip-hop blogs picked it up, posting headlines like Mase and Camron roast Dame Dash for rewriting Harlem history. It turned into the viral Harlem moment nobody saw coming. The comment sections were brutal. Fans were dragging Dame left and right, saying stuff like, "Dame's still living in 2002, and Mase and Cam just gave him the reality check he's been ducking for years."
I knocked some more out for he got some features on there now, all right, cool. I knocked it out again 2 years later. He calls me again, A-Track, well, I think if I get this other beat, man, do what you want to do. I don't even know you like that. I'm not being cool, A-Track. I want to brush him off like I don't know him now. Another 2 years come back. We in Vegas now. Yo, Larry got a studio in Vegas. Let's go there and knock the A-Track out. Again? It's 5 years. All right, bet, fine. Go to the studio, man. F it. It's 5 years done pass. I knock it out again. Some more A-Track called me about 18 months later talking about, you want to do? No, I don't want to do nothing else, man. No. I knocked it out the first 48, but you want to keep doing shit over and over and over. Then when I hear the final, he calls me another 2 years. So now the album is like 9 years old. He calls me and says, yo, I think I got distribution. Man, I don't give a fuck about that album, man. The fuck you talking about we got distribution? Man, don't do whatever with that shit. It's a decade old, I don't give a fuck.
It wasn't just another viral clip. It felt like a cultural reset. For too long, Dame's been preaching ownership and legacy, but doing it with that same loud, know-it-all attitude that turns people off instead of lifting them up. Meanwhile, Mase and Cam are showing the new wave how it's really done. You can be a boss, make moves, and still have fun doing it. They're living proof that Harlem evolved, that not everyone's stuck reliving the old Rockefeller days. So when they roasted Dame this time, it hit different. It wasn't cruel. It was grown man truth from 2 Harlem legends who saw how the dream turned sour and decided to rebuild it their own way. Let's be real, Dame Dash's fall didn't happen overnight. Back in the Rockefeller glory days, he was that dude. Flashy suits, big talk, standing next to Jay-Z yelling, "We bosses," every chance he got. He was the face of hustle culture before social media even existed. But once the label split, everything changed. Jay kept stacking quietly, moving like a businessman, while Dame just kept talking. And somewhere along the way, all that talk turned into bitterness. Over the years, he's popped up on every podcast that'll give him a mic, preaching about loyalty, morals, and ownership. But the vibe's off now. What used to sound like motivation now sounds like desperation. And that's exactly what Mase and Cam called out. They weren't attacking him, they were exposing the act. That fake, "I built everybody" narrative that Dame leans on to stay part of conversations he's not even in anymore. On it is what it is. Mase summed it up perfectly when he said, "You can't take credit for something you didn't create just because you used to be around it." That line shut it all down. It wasn't hate. It was honesty wrapped in Harlem humor. Mase said it plain and simple. Harlem's problem is too many people want to be the boss of everything, even when they didn't do the work. And Cam followed right up saying, "You can't claim everybody's success just because you yelled the loudest in the room."
Then he gets that honor up, and it's a lie what he said. It was a lie. So I'm like, why is he lying? And then I'm like, he knows Mook is in there. Pause. In the movie, Smoke Dizza, my OG Daniel, Black, my whole crew. So you trying to diss my whole crew and make what they did whack, but everybody else says it's good. It was in the New York Times. Kanye gave the illest premiere and everyone said it was, everyone has said that. Why would you say that?
Promote it. I'm saving you by not promoting it. It was nasty. You my man. I ain't gonna let you go outside like that. All them other niggas who let you go outside like that, they ain't your man.
Those two lines hit harder than any diss record ever could. They spoke straight to what everyone's been thinking for years, but nobody had the guts to say out loud. The crazy part, Dame could have evolved. He had every chance to link up with Mase and Cam, show love, and build something legendary for the new era. Instead, he keeps acting like the culture owes him something. Every time Mase and Cam win, he slides back in the picture, trying to attach himself like he's part of their legacy. But that era's over. The game moved on, the fans moved on, and Harlem definitely moved on. Harlem don't salute old ego, it salutes new growth. That's why fans are calling Mase and Cam's roast more than just a clap back, it's a generational shift. They showed the world how to handle hate with humor, truth, and pure confidence. They're not out here arguing or getting defensive. They're laughing while collecting views and stacking checks. That's the new flex. They're not fighting to prove who's the boss. They're showing it by winning. Even folks who used to ride for Dame are switching sides now. Some of his own supporters were commenting things like, I respect Dame's hustle, but he gotta stop dissing people who ain't even thinking about him. Others said, this the first time somebody roasted Dame and he can't clap back without sounding bitter. Ouch! And that's the real point right there. Once people start laughing at you instead of fearing you, your power's gone. And right now, Mase and Cam got Harlem laughing louder than ever.
To me, this has been one big setup. I will say that. I think this whole from the jump is a setup, bro. Dame is beefing with 50 Cent on the internet. I bump into 50 Cent. 50 Cent sees me and be like, Killer, what's up, nigga? Getting some money. You know, nigga, what you used to do back in the days, pat nigga pocket, you getting that money? Cool. Me and 50 good. We ain't got no problem. Dame calls me and says, yo, I seen 50. How you gonna let him pap you? This is verbatim what Dame said. I'm telling the audience verbatim. Yo, I seen 50, you and 50. How you gonna let them pap your pockets? That ain't Harlem.
Harlem niggas don't do the Pat Pat Club. When you see niggas from Harlem, just give them a pound.
You down with the Pat Pat Club?
We not in the Pat Pat Club.
How you down with the Pat Pat Club? Letting niggas pat your pockets?
Yo, why he giving you the Pat Pat?
Their pockets. I say, damn, I don't give a f. Now, mind you, pause this story right there. If you gonna say something about 50 cents, what are you calling me for to get my okay if you're beefing with 50 cents? You shouldn't even have to call me about that if you're gonna be talking about 50 cents. Dame gets on the blog and says, yeah, and this nigga Cam let 50 cents smack him on the ass.
After the dust settled, Dame tried to act unbothered. He hopped on live saying, they can joke all they want, but I'm still the blueprint. But by that time, it was too late. The internet had already moved on. Mase and Cam's roast clips were everywhere. Memes, sound bites, edits. It turned into a full-on cultural moment. The people had spoken, and Harlem made its choice. They didn't pick the past, they picked progress. Mase said it best at the end of the episode, we not beefing with nobody. We just telling the truth, and the truth don't expire. That line sealed the deal. Harlem's crown officially belongs to the new kings. That one line said everything. Mase and Cam weren't out to destroy Dame, they were just putting him back in his lane. There's a big difference between being a legend and being a liability. People still respect what Dame built back in the day, but the truth is, he lost respect for how he carries himself now.
50 patted him on his hips twice. He gave him a pat. So I'm like, yo, why you smacking Cam on his ass like that? Pause, what? And
said, and I'm like, yo, why would he say that? I called and asked you. I asked you, could I say that? That's not what you asked, could you say, because I wouldn't agree to that. I did not agree to that. But I didn't say anything. I ignored it. I ignored the whole I just didn't pick up the phone for the nigga, because I'm like, so now after that, he does another interview.
And you letting 50 smack you on the hips? And y'all chilling? Something must be going on. A Harlem never lets anybody smack him on the hips, on the ass. Not even in ball, be like, yo, stop, chill, don't smack me on my ass.
I've never known Dame to be a liar, but the truth, and I'm like, bro, I ain't know this nigga was a liar too. He never lied, man. Bro, I ignored you for wild interviews, and then I say honor up his whack, and he go on this campaign.
I think the narrative should be stop talking about Damon so much if you don't want to hear Damon talk.
You come talking about me with an eye patch and no top teeth, I gotta take it easy?
But do remember, I will have teeth next week. How?
So I think it's good for him. I think the internet nowadays is therapy for him. And he turned into the chatty patty that he told everybody else not to be. He probably can't afford to go to therapy right now. So this is probably good for him because he needs therapy.
Then Cam doubled down and hit the crowd with, Harlem always gonna be Harlem, but we not stuck in 2001. We outside, we moving forward. That bar shook the whole culture. He kept it real. Either evolve with the new Harlem or get laughed at from the sidelines. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Dame's stuck watching from the bleachers while the city moves without him. Fans started flooding his comments under every It Is What It Is clip, saying stuff like, see what happens when you talk too much? Others were cracking jokes like, Dame better call up Mase and Cam for an interview. He need that relevance back. It turned into a Harlem masterclass. Talk less, work more. But let's make one thing clear. Mase and Cam ain't doing this out of hate. Nah, this is out of love and pride. They love Harlem to the core, but they're tired of the old heads trying to gatekeep success. They built something that's 100% Harlem. From the slick talk to the honesty to that effortless confidence. And they're proving every day that you don't gotta brag about being a boss when you already move like one. At the end of the day, this whole saga just showed why Mase and Cam are winning so big right now. They're not chasing validation, not fighting with ghosts from the past. They flipping every bit of hate into content, laughter, and money. That's the new Harlem way. So yeah, Dame Dash tried to insert himself back into their story again, but instead of becoming part of the movement, he ended up as the punchline. Because in 2025, the real bosses ain't the ones talking about ownership. They're the ones living it. They're the ones who actually own their platforms now. No label, no middleman, just straight independence and real Harlem business moves. And when it comes to the city's future, Mase and Cam are proving one thing loud and clear. The crown don't sit on nostalgia, it sits on results. So there it is. Mase and Camron just reminded the whole game why they run Harlem now. Dame Dash tried to rewrite history one more time, but all he did was write himself right into the punchline. Every time he tries to attach himself to someone else's win, they flip it into pure comedy gold. And this time, Mase and Cam made him viral for all the wrong reasons. But let's be real, this wasn't just a roast, it was a reality check. Harlem's not the same old block it used to be. The new wave don't need gatekeepers or permission slips from the past. Mase and Cam built this thing from scratch, they own it, and they're showing everybody that real power don't come from reminiscing, it comes from staying relevant. Dame had his time, no doubt, but now it's their era. And they're running Harlem with laughter, confidence, and pure boss energy, not ego. But what do you think? Did Mase and Cam go too far this time? Or did Dame Dash bring this on himself? Drop your thoughts below and let's get into it. Make sure you smash that like, share, and subscribe button. Cause here, we keep it raw, real, and straight from the culture.